Hey, what's up, Exit the Matrix family? Bob here. Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining me on this morning talk. So, hey guys, I'm hoping, I don't even know if I should put it out there, but I'm trying to keep you guys informed. Good news for the most part. So, and I was correct on this too. Once again, it's easy to tell what these demons are up to, but what I'm talking about is it looks like I have a good chance of getting Exit the Matrix back. My main platform on Facebook, you know, my flagship social media account, and I've got 180,000 followers on that page, so it's being cut off from that for the last 4 months has been brutal, because that's most of my following, and it's been hard to generate traffic here on YouTube. And X, I don't even hardly post on X anymore. I mean, say all you want to say about Facebook, but X has been a joke for me. Ever since I've been on it, I've been completely shadow banned. I mean, I'll do posts on there, everything. I'll be lucky to generate like 10 views. So it's just, and I've got over 2,000 follows on there, which maybe isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things, but I mean, think about it. For just the layman, 2,000 followers on, on any platform's a decent amount. But on X, I don't get any views or anything, so it's a waste of time. So I've really pulled back on that. Rumble, I love watching videos on Rumble, except lately their ad stuff is kind of creepy, actually. Really creepy, in fact. So get this, guys. I know this sounds weird, but there's a couple podcasters that I like to listen to in the mornings when I'm getting ready for work, and they got kicked off YouTube a long time ago, so I listen to them on Rumble. And it's so weird. I've noticed this weird thing happen every day. Right when I get ready to step into the shower, it goes to an ad. And every single time, it doesn't matter how long, at what time I get in the shower, because there's always a variation of about 15 minutes of when I actually get in there. Depending on, if I'm, chipper in the morning and I'm just hustling and getting ready quick, or if, I'm taking my time, And, but what I notice is every time I go to take a step into the shower, the ad comes on. And I tested it today, folks. It was creepy as fuck. It was weird. So I open up the shower thing. It's still playing the video. And then I'm like, start leaning towards it. It doesn't switch to an ad. And then as soon as I take a step in, it switches to an ad. So I don't know what Rumble is using, what kind of algorithms, or I don't know if they're using your camera or something to like track movements. I don't know what it is, folks, but it's weird. I would like to hear if any of you guys have noticed that, and I'm sure YouTube is doing the same thing, but I've noticed Rumble's really bad about it. It's like you can even test it. That's the craziest part, because I started noticing this when they started with their new ad system about 2 months ago or so, when all of a sudden, I mean, just to watch a Rumble video, you got to go through 2 freaking ads, and then, then they're popping up in the middle. I mean, Rumble didn't used to be that bad. They used to have like one ad at the beginning, and that was it. You could skip it. So, and look, I understand they're also trying to like get ad revenue for content creators and all that. I mean, I get that. But what is up with the creepy thing? It's like when they're trying to catch you when you're away from your phone for a minute, so then they can run ads, so that they can get the ads to run longer before you skip. And I think that's what they're doing. But what are they using? Like your freaking phone camera to track you? I mean, what the hell, man? I'm telling you guys, none of these platforms are clean. None of these platforms are good. They're all controlled. But unfortunately, it's what we're dealing with. So anyways, just I mentioned that. I didn't know if any of you guys had noticed that or not. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So Facebook, so I had to pay the $13 a month on my regular profile, my personal profile, to get Meta verified. And that allows you live chat and support and even possibly one-on-one phone contact, depending on your situation. And so yesterday I started that process when I got home from work about 1:30. And this thing went on. I mean, my God, this chat was on and off until I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night. And they still hadn't resolved the issue. They keep passing me up levels. The good thing was I was able to, the guy recorded my whole explanation of how the page was stolen. Basically in a linear explanation of how everything's gone down, telling them how I can prove it's my page. I'm literally getting tax forms from Facebook for last year's income off of my monetization on Facebook. And the fact that, their payments are coming through my PayPal and everything. I could prove in every which way it's my page, which is so crazy when you think about it. This freaking hacker from Pakistan, the fact that I got to go through all this process to prove who I am and to prove my case, and this asshole's nowhere to be found because he was just there to hack it and try to steal it. And when by a chance or a miracle, he got kicked off of it just like I did, he has no access. That's it. He ain't coming trying to claim it or anything. Because he has no claim. It's just stupid, really. But it looks like there's a good chance. They said it'd be, last night when I went to bed, they said it could be 24 to 48 hours. They're looking over my case. They're going to get back with me if they need anything more. And they're trying to work on this. The guy I talked to last night, of course, he was Indian. It was very hard to understand anything he was saying to me. I had to keep asking him 100 damn times to say it again. Because I don't know what the hell he's saying, dude. Damn, dude. How hard is it just to get somebody who speaks English? But the guy was trying, and I'll give him that. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. But anyways, he said he was going to escalate it up to the next level because it was something he couldn't do on his end, So, I don't know, folks. We're getting closer. We may get Exit the Matrix back. And I'll tell you what, when I do, man, I'm going on a, everyday live feed, we're going hard in the paint, man, for those first couple weeks to get it rolling again. And I hope you guys will join me over there when I do that. So my plan was before all this happened was that because Facebook wouldn't allow me to upload my longer length videos. It's they were limiting me to 12 minutes or less of video. So I was basically doing reels, but what I could do on Facebook was lives. And so what I had started doing was lives on Facebook and then doing my recorded videos on YouTube. So anyways, guys, I hope I can get back to that. It'd be fantastic. This has been a very bad financial hit to my family. Very bad. And I haven't gone into details over all that, but you guys got to understand. Look, I know a lot of you laugh. Oh, what? You made money on Facebook? Or, oh, you're just in it for the money. No, folks. Look, I've invested 8 years plus building that page. I've spent hundreds of hours writing articles, making memes, interacting with people, producing videos, going on podcasts. And that's besides all the research I do on a daily basis. So I'm investing a lot of energy into that, folks. So I'll be honest with you guys. I made a total of about almost $7,000 on Facebook last year. Now, I know that's in the whole scheme of things, that's not a lot of money, folks. But look, if I was to go drop $7,000 in your bank account every year, just like an added bonus, that's going to help your family out, right? That's a good down payment on a car. That can maybe pay a credit card off, or who knows? Get you that's a year of maybe, almost a month of your bills, covered, maybe your mortgage and everything. So that, so that has financially harmed my family, folks. And it's been hard, I got to admit. I've been having to sell a lot of stuff off, and I've been having to do a lot of stuff to try to make ends meet. And it is what it is. Look, you just roll with the punches in this world, man. Look, the way this realm works, you never get it good for too long. the pendulum always swings back the other way. I've been working real hard at slowing that pendulum down and living more centered, and trying to control that a little more. A lot of the occultists of the past, and I'm not talking like evil, dark occultists here, folks. I'm talking like hermeticists. Just so you know, occult just means hidden knowledge. It doesn't mean evil, okay? It's time to wake up. But I've been trying to practice some of the hermeticism of how to control the pendulum swing of duality. Well, this time it hammered me in the chin, man. I mean, it really did. It was really good through December. I mean, I had my best month on Facebook ever. It was looking great going into January, and then boom, everything got taken from me. I got hammered in the face. Financial hit to my family over the last 4 months. It's been rough, folks. I'm just being honest. And that's on top of the struggle everybody's dealing with the inflation and such. So anyways, looks like we might be getting Exit the Matrix back, which will bring more people into the group, onto the YouTube channel. More people to teach and reach. And but what I was mentioning earlier, I was correct. If you guys go back when this first started, it was about in January, February, I did a video telling everybody what was going on with this. And I told everybody, because I've been going through this process of trying to send emails to Facebook, reach customer support, sending in forms left and right. And every avenue I took, they kept closing the window. Like getting rid of like forms you used to be able to send in. Like I'd do a form and then like they would just give me an auto reply and just ignore my whole thing. My whole thing I sent in with details and everything. They just ignore it. So then, then I noticed I'd go back and try to find that form again like a month later, and it was gone. So they were closing all of the possible ways that you could contact customer support in Facebook. And then I even tried calling their corporate office. I found a bunch of numbers of their corporate office. And even you call their corporate lines, folks, and you ask for customer support, it directs you to an automated message that says, sorry, this function's no longer like this, or it says something like, sorry folks, this service is no longer provided, or something like that. I mean, it's crazy, folks. So what I told everybody a few months ago is I said, Facebook to me looks like they are starting an extortion program here. And the way that they're doing it is they're allowing these scammers and these hackers free reign on Facebook to steal business pages, content creator pages, people's personal profiles. That means it's all your personal data, your photos, everything, memories. And they're allowing these hackers to do this on purpose. And then, remember, you know what David Icke always says, right? Problem reaction solution. So they're allowing this to happen. They closed all avenues to get customer support, to get your profile, your page back. And now they just came out with this Meta verified subscription. And guess what the main part of the subscription gives you? Live chat with customer support. When you cannot get that without it. I'm telling you, folks, it's extortion. These people literally are running an extortion ring, and they're trying to force people to get Meta verified to get a subscription to Facebook under the guise of, we're going to help you protect your profile and your pages and all your content. So they're allowing these people to steal your shit. So then you got to go run to them and you got to pay to get your property back. It's crazy, folks. I mean, this is old school mafioso stuff here, folks. Big Tony, right? Big freaking mafioso Tony. He comes walking in your shop in Brooklyn one day. You run a little shoe shop. And he's like, hey, Billy, you got a nice shop here, don't you? It sure would be bad if it burned down like Dell's bakery did the other day down the road, right? Well, there was a problem there. Dell didn't think it was smart to pay for protection to protect his property. And look what happened to Dell. So I'm going to ask you, You need our protection. Because if you don't get it, it's going to be something you're going to have to deal with. So it might be smart on your part. And then Big Tony would walk out. And then if you didn't pay the mafiosos that are running that, that part of your town, then they would be the ones that come break your windows and burn shit down. Or they might start out with some warnings, right? Rocks through the windows with a note tied to it. You need to get a hold of Big Tony. Or something like that, right? So then the shop owner would go run to Big Tony. Hey, Big Tony, come on, man. Okay. I need you guys' protection. I don't want my business destroyed. And there we go. There's the old Mark Zuckerberg, Big Tony. Right? Big Marky Mark. And they're running a freaking extortion ring is what they're starting on Facebook. See, they couldn't willingly get people to subscribe to Facebook. Kind of like how people get X, they get verified on X and all that. So, and originally I heard it was only going to be like $2. Now it's like freaking $12.80 something, or almost $13 a month. So now what they're doing is they're allowing these Pakistani and Indian hackers, which, what do you know, who are all the people that work for Facebook? I mean, I'm kidding you not, folks. This is unbelievable, man. I mean, right now, Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook should be brought up on fraud charges right now, on freaking racketeering, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're allowing these hackers, and I would almost question who these hackers really are, because the one that stole my page, this person was intimately, he intimately studied my content, my followers, my posts to set up the scam. And I haven't gone into details and all that, and I'm not going to right now. I will after I get my page back. I'm just because I might have to get a lawyer eventually, folks. Look, so that's why I'm not going into major details. But let's just say that the person that did this was not your regular scammer hacker on Facebook. This seemed like somebody that had inside on my page, inside on my data, and that's what I'm telling you. There's something really fishy going on with this. And I talked to other people that have had their business pages stolen. There's people, folks. I have a friend of mine. I was actually going to start affiliating his product on Exit the Matrix before this happened. And their business page was stolen a year ago on Meta. And same thing happened to them. And it took them like 4 or 5 months to get it back. They lost tens of thousands of dollars. And then Facebook, I mean, they allowed this hacker got into their accounts and was stealing money and all kinds of stuff. I mean, and then Facebook, they had to fight for 4 months to get their page back. It's like they let these hackers steal your shit, and then they put they make you, it's all the evidence is on you proving it's yours. When the hacker can just walk off into the sunset and not have, they don't even once question, well, what about the guy that this other profile, this other person that took it over? They don't give a shit, because I'm thinking, folks, it's one and the same people, okay? Think about it. There's a lot of this happens, right? Think about it. This happens in your medical field. They give you medications and treatments that they know you're going to come back for other treatments and medications to offset the side effects. And they know that. And they mean it, and they know it means more business for them, right? We all know there's a lot of this racketeering that goes on in our society. Well, hey, I may be the first person you're going to hear this from, but I bet you in the next couple of years you're going to be hearing a lot of this, because I'm a canary in the coal mine, so to speak, with this whole deal. And now they're putting me through all these hoops to try to get my page back, when they can clearly see my profile founded the page. They can clearly go on my page and see it's my face on the videos, on the content. They can see the location of where the channels, or the page is based. I mean, look, folks, they know goddamn well that it's my page. It's the big dog and pony show right now, okay? So, look, folks, I'm sorry. I'm almost at work. I was going to talk about different things, but we'll just keep bantering, okay? Because, look, folks, I want you to protect yourselves on this stuff, too. This is what they're doing. And look, for me, financially, it makes sense to pay the extortion, to pay Big Tony, right? I mean, it sucks, but I got to pay Big Tony, Big Marky, because that's the only way now that I can get my page back. And now I'm sure a few of you may say, well, you sold out to the system or whatever. Well, look, folks, I've lost all my followers because of this. I've lost income because of this. It's affecting my family. Yes, I will pay Big Marky the extortion rate, the $13 a month, just to get my property back and to protect it now. And I'm doing it on my personal profile, and I'm going to probably have to do another subscription just to cover Exit the Matrix when I get it back. It is what it is, folks. But I'm just warning you guys, be careful on Facebook, because I think they're going to do targeted attacks, and they're probably going to start out with big pages like mine that aren't like celebrities, because they're not going to do it to their leftist celebrities, right? They're going to do it to other like fringe, like maybe New Age or fringe or conspiracy pages. They're going to start with us first. Because, there's no pushback from anybody. There ain't no lawyers or anything that are worried about your shit getting stolen. But oh my God, if it was like Katy Perry's like Facebook that got stolen by a hacker, oh, they got that shit back in her hands and within 5 seconds. I'm telling you guys, this shit's on purpose, dude. You heard it from me. I'm just saying, through my experiences, what I'm experiencing, I'm having to pay Big Marky to get my shit back. So anyways, guys, hey, on a side note, guys, for those of you that don't know, and since I lost Exit the Matrix and I didn't have all that time to be doing articles and posts on Exit and lives and all that, I've shifted my free time. On nice days, I go garnet hunting. Where I live, there's a specific garnet called a Rhodolite garnet. It's a purple garnet. It's called a Rhodolite garnet because it's named after the rhododendron. What are they, trees or plants? I don't know what the hell the rhododendrons are. They're kind of like plants, but they're really woody, like a tree too. I don't know. They're a weird. If you've ever been to like the Smoky Mountains, you'll know what I'm talking about. But they have beautiful flowers in the spring, by the way, too. So I guess they are more like a plant, but they are very woody. And they have really cool looking like trunks, they grow in weird designs, and they don't grow straight up like a tree. But anyways, they're named after the rhododendrons, the rhodolites, and the reason for that is because you can only find this purple garnet in mostly in this part of Western North Carolina where I live. It's a very specialized purple garnet. Most of the garnets you find around, they're pretty, you can, almost any river or creek that's near a mountain in the United States, you can find garnets. But typically you get the andamite, I think garnets they're called, like the more iron-based, the redder colored garnets, that are like almost like more of a ruby color. That's what most people find, and those are pretty prevalent all over the United States. However, this purple garnet is very unique to Western North Carolina, and in fact to the very county that I live. And there's only a few places on Earth that you can get the purple garnet, and one's in like there's a mine in Madagascar, there's a mine in Mozambique, and then a mine in India. Those are the three major mines in the world that you can get purple rhodolite garnets from. I'm sure they don't call them rhodolites in those parts, but they're called rhodolites, at least generically, because of their color. But most of them you see jewelry-wise, purple garnets, they're from one of those mines. So the cool thing is I'm actually collecting these in the creeks and rivers near where I live, about 20 minutes from my house. And it's a favorite pastime of mine, but you have to go out on a clear, sunny day, because when it's clear and sunny out and you're digging around in the creeks, these things light up like Christmas trees. But when it's cloudy, they blend in with the rocks around them. Of course, I'm to the point now I can tell by their feel and look, the rock matrix on them, their design, their shape, all that, but I've gotten really good at it. I've gotten like jars full of these suckers, and I'm trying to work out how to clean the rock matrix off of them. And how to get them jewelry quality, really nice, clean gemstones. But another thing I was going to be launching on Exit the Matrix right before my page was stolen is my wife and I and my family, we were going to start, instead of doing all this affiliate marketing, because I have some friends that I do like their affiliate stuff and whatever, like Rogers Hood and stuff, but I only get like a 10% commission on that stuff. It's really not worth my time for the effort I put into it. So we were going to start doing our own like shop of, marketing some of these garnets and making some jewelry and marketing the jewelry, and the purple Rhodolite garnet's a special garnet, folks, because the regular garnet is tied to your heart chakra because it's a red stone. But the purple Rhodolite garnet, because it's a garnet, but it's also purple, it actually connects your heart chakra with your crown chakra, which is your spiritual chakra. The crown chakra it's purple. And so people that are into like gemology and crystals and all that, you guys will understand what I'm talking about here. You guys can look it up. But so we were gonna do like pendants with just the little raw garnets that are already tumbled, like a gem quality, right? From the river, that don't have the rock on them and all that. They're small, but they're beautiful, especially if you put them under a UV light or something, or if they're in the sunlight, they really light up. And we were gonna just sell some simple pendants. And then my wife is a Reiki master, not really practicing anymore, but once you go through the process, you always can tap that ability. And she was going to do Reiki symbols, various Reiki symbols to imbue these pendants with, spiritual energy and stuff to help you out, to further, help your heart chakra and your crown chakra. And so we were going to start offering these instead on Exit the Matrix. So it's like a little family, little business, because to me, it's a hobby. I really enjoy going out and hunting these garnets. And so we were going to start offering that. So we're still in the works for that. If I can get Exit the Matrix back, I'll probably start like an Etsy page or some that I can link to Exit the Matrix, to make it like a storefront. But if any of you guys are interested in that, let me know. You will love these things. They're beautiful. And it's so cool, folks. I'm going to start doing some videos with you guys, showing you how my hunts go and where I go. You guys have got to see the areas that I've been following these garnets up this little creek, unknown creek that nobody hardly hikes or goes up to. And I've been getting further and further up this creek. And I've been getting bigger and bigger ones, man. I mean, I'm getting closer to source. And one of these days, I'm going to find some massive ones. And it could be a game changer for my family and I. But more importantly, that time spent out in nature and all the hiking I've been doing. Because it takes me, folks, like an hour and a half sometimes to get to the spot that I typically go to. And now I'm going further up this creek. Now I'm to this point on this creek where the trails has veered off to stay on the main creek that it follows. And I'm not going to name that creek, folks. Sorry. Us people that rock hound, we don't give our sources. I'll be vague about where stuff's at, but I'm not giving my exact source or location, right? I mean, I'd be stupid to, right? I'd have 100 people up there trying to find these things. And I'm not stingy, but I'm not stupid either, so So anyways, folks, you'll have to check out some of my videos because it's so beautiful where I go. So anyways, this little side creek I noticed was richer in the garnets than the main creek that the trail follows that you hike up to. So I started bushwhacking along this little creek, and it's a very like high elevation, fast moving creek. And because there's no trail, and because if you guys have ever been in the Smoky Mountains, you understand, especially when spring hits and everything starts growing and greening, it gets very hard to bushwhack. I mean, you'll have thorns and vines and just shrubs everywhere. You're walking through all kinds of stuff you don't want to walk through. So this creek is small and it's got so many big rocks in it. What I do is I just hop up rocks up this creek. And it's so beautiful, folks. I mean, you can actually, maybe today when I get home today, I'll drop a YouTube short on just a quick little still of one of the spots that I, did a little quick little video on, just so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. But I want to start doing some videos where I'm actually videoing as I'm going up this thing and I'm looking, and then I can teach people kind of how to search for these things and all that. But it's cool, man. I mean, this creek, I mean, all the rocks are moss covered. You got fast moving water. You hear the nature. It's pure. Now everything's starting to green up here. And it's just green all around you. I mean, you're just surrounded by green forest. Nobody around because there's no trail going up here. Nobody else is going where I'm going. And that's the interesting thing about this is that I think I'm getting to a place where hardly any humans have even trekked, you know? So pretty remote, exciting. And I'm starting to find garnets like almost the size of dimes. And now people laugh. I mean, I've seen people pull like the red garnets out of like mines that are like this big, but you can polish them up and everything, but they're so big. They're just very dense and they're fractured inside and they're not anything you can really make jewelry out of. These rhodolites are like, if you can get some gem quality that are a dime or larger, it's crazy. I'm not even going to talk about what they're worth per carat cut, but let's just say it's pretty substantial. So they're pretty valuable type of garnet. I think overall in all the types of garnets, I think they're like the sixth most rare and valuable garnet you can collect in the world. There's this like green garnet in Russia, in one place in Russia. That's the most expensive garnet in the world. And those things fetch like 10 grand a carat, a cut carat. Okay. That's a polished cut one. That's crazy, right? Well, I mean, I'll just tell you guys, it's not a big deal, but the rhodolites, a really high quality cut, per carat can run anywhere from about 1,200 to about 2,800 a carat. So that's not bad, right? I mean, it's cool. Obviously the little ones I'm going to do the jewelry with and all that, they're not worth a whole lot, but they're still super beautiful and they're going to be powerful little talismans for people. So, I hope that'll interest some people, but, hey, it's a passion. They always say, right? If you can make a business or even if it's just a little side hustle out of your passion, it'll actually bring a lot of joy to you. And it's something you don't mind doing. Like, look, trust me, folks, when I can get out early out of work, and because I have a job that if I hustle and get done early, I'm done for the day and I still get paid. It's kind of like a preset salary type thing. I don't know I don't want to go into details about it, but anyways, I kick ass. I'm one of the fastest people in my office. On an easy day, I can be home by like 1:00, 12:30, 1:00, and so that's plenty of time for me to grab my dog, grab my backpack with all my stuff. And then, and just so you guys know, I hand collect. I'm not using like, what do you call those, sluice boxes or shovels and buckets and all. No, I hand collect. I have a awesome technique I use that very minimal, impact on nature. And I can put everything back how I found it. And, somebody could come by a few days later and they would never know that anybody's even there. So I have a very good technique. I try to be low impactful on the earth. I get in, I collect them, and I put everything back, how it was or close to how it was. So I try to, clean up my footprint. But anyways, it's really cool, man. I mean, I love doing it, guys. I mean, it takes me 20 minutes to get up there to the trailhead, an hour, a little over an hour to hike up there to the spot, depending on how far I go. And then, of course, now the place I'm going, I can't take the dog because I can't carry the dog up this creek, anymore. The dog's good up through like where I can access from the trail. But, so I'm probably going to have to be doing a lot of solo trips now or have my son go with me. But, it's cool, man. I mean, it's so exciting, man. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to pull some really exciting, rhodolites out and, it's fun, man. So for me, it's like getting out in nature, recharging, and I'll pray. That's for me. That's where I meditate. Let's say I can't sit and meditate like a lot of people and just sit there in a pose for 20 minutes to an hour. And, for me, meditation is while I'm hiking to these spots. I'm communicating with the creator of all, with the source. That's where I pray. I talk to the land, to Mother Earth. I know it sounds hippy dippy, right? That's fine. I'm a weird type of person. I'm a little conservative and a little hippie. Okay, rolled into one. Whatever. You know, best of both worlds. I like to think of it. You know, and I'm talking like more old school hippie, obviously, not these yuppies that claim to be like hippie-ish, like leftists, but they're really like, fascist technocrats and, total yuppies. I mean, driving around in their $80,000 Teslas and stuff, thinking they're better than you, like they're saving the planet. And, they're really not, because they've never actually done research on the rare elements that it takes to build these batteries and everything, the lithium and cobalt and such. But anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. But for me, that's my time to meditate. And the cool thing is I get to meditate, I treasure hunt, I get the exercise, I'm getting the sunlight, the breeze, my hands are in the mud and the water and the gravel and the dirt, getting grounded and and I notice if like right now, this whole week's supposed to be rainy and cloudy, so I'm not going to be able to go garnet hunting. And I can tell the difference already. Through the end of the week, I start losing energy because when I'm getting out there 2 or 3 times a week garnet hunting, wow, I get charged, man. And then I get to come back with cool treasures, and I get to go look at them and, and separate and clean them. And so anyways, sorry guys, I know I'm talking about myself a lot today, but just talking to you guys about some interests I'm into, and some what I've been dealing with, and warning you guys about this big and I know that's a joke to say it, but the big marquee, the mafioso, coming to extort you for protection, right? So anyways, look, be careful about that, folks. But I'm telling you, look, for me, yes, I had to sell out, and I had to pay the stupid Meta, the Meta verified account on my profile, my personal profile, so that I could finally get in touch with somebody with customer support. But they are working on it. They claim, at least. We'll see. Hopefully today or tomorrow, I'll have Exit the Matrix back. And then, like I said, we're hitting the ground running, okay? Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I've learned a lot from this. For one, I do believe the universe was trying to give me a slap in the face. I was getting a little egotistical, I think, because, look, folks, when you're running like social media, content creation, and you're constantly having that all the time interaction with people back and forth, and you're growing and you're making more money on it, and you're I'm a pretty humble person, folks, but you do start to get a little bit of that ego built, and I think the universe was trying to slap me back a little bit and say, hey man, you want to keep doing this, then chill out on the ego a little bit and just try to stay more organic, try to stay more humble. And, and I think the universe will reward me better by doing that. And, not that I was getting all cocky, acting like I'm like Joe Rogan or something. I'm not saying that, folks. But look, we all have an ego. It's part of the carnal, the beast body, right? The self. That what we think is us, but it's really just this character that we're playing, right? And we get caught up in the character sometimes. It's hard not to when you're immersed in the vessel, the body. But I think I've learned my lesson, and I'm going to be much more careful with protecting my accounts, protecting my platforms. Anyways, I'll go into detail someday about how all this played out, and you guys understand what I'm talking about here. But anyways, hey, we all make mistakes. We all get tricked. We all get extorted. we all we all have times when we don't have our guard up sometimes, and I got caught in one of those times, and it is what it is. But so anyways, guys, I don't even know what I'm going to call this video. Just maybe we'll make this video extortion. We'll just call it extortion or something like that. You guys should see me post it today when I get home. But anyways, guys, hey, watch, I'm telling you. You're going to start hearing a lot of people with Facebook, because now that they got this Meta verified thing, now that they're starting to post it on people's feeds and push it, I guarantee you they're going to ramp up the hacking, the theft, the scamming, so that they can push more and more people into the subscription with Facebook. I'm telling you, that's what they're doing. You heard it from me. I haven't heard anybody else talk about this, but because I was on the front lines of this happening to my page, which I believe I was a target on purpose because of my content, it is what it is. Now, if they don't give it back to me, I'll tell you it's because of my content. Because they'll be willing to sacrifice me completely, because we know the slant of the people that work at Meta, right? Far left, techno-fascists. And we know that they hate anything remotely conservative or theorist-minded or anything, right? Anything about any secrets that they don't want humankind knowing about, right? The stuff I teach, they don't want in the public domain. So we'll see, folks. Look, like I said, if I was any other like makeup content creator or a celebrity content creator, whatever, I would have this would have never happened, and I would have had my page back pronto, day one. But, we'll see. Okay, guys. Well, hey, I'm going to go in. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Remember, if you're interested, hit me up to help support Exit the Matrix, my content and my mission. Hey, let's do a one-on-one chat. Give me a little bit of a donation. I'll give you my time on Zoom, one-on-one. I'd love to chat with you guys. Love to connect. And anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.